It's okay to be racist, as long as you hating on the Caucasians. Teaching white kids that their shades the same as school shooters and rapists. Maybe I'm tripping because the white children have been getting taught that they got white privilege by the white guys in the high heels who identify as the white women. I'm not proud to be white, but I'm fine with it, guess I'm not allowed to have pride in it, because the colonizers and the white bigots made white history my business. I ain't never gonna give a damn if you like me. I ain't gon' trip when they stereotype me. I'm a white boy, and a white boy like me knows that all lives matter. Fight me. When I was younger, they taught me to never see color, to treat every man as if he was my brother. But now that we're grown up, we hate one another for all of the ways that we struggle and suffer. They coming for better, we running for cover. The government wants us divided and dumber, addicted and drunk in the gutter, so we never wake up and never recover. Call me culture vulture cause I rap good. I don't pop jams or smoke backwoods, but they call me a wigger and label me Hitler and hate like I'm wearing a Klan hood. It ain't left or right or black or white, it's good and evil. Elite folks hate normal people. United we stand and divided we fall. America, we gotta get real. You were segregated, that was not fair. You were enslaved, they did not care. But you were never on a plantation and my generation was not there. That's trauma in your DNA, causing what we see today. I pray to God you staying strong. Don't want to see no man in pain. You white folks, I'm embarrassed. Some of y'all are such Karens. That prejudice you inherited was racism from your parents. Get that poison out your veins. Whites and blacks are all the same. They want us in our graves. Just let me try to explain. I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, cause our lives matter more. If you born black, you lose. Might as well go get that. You gon' die before you 25, get shot over your shoes. You gon' get killed by police even when you follow the rules. If you listen to the news, you gon' believe all this is true. I ain't feel no white guilt. They'll ride for me when I'm killed. I guess white life don't matter, sad, but that's the way that I feel. I feel like they feel like I don't know what they all call me. Cis white male, bigot, racist, he's a Nazi. That's not me. I'm not one of these white liberal commies who think black America needs allies in their army. Your neighborhood's all gay and claim you pro-black, but you faking. Guys are dying on the pavement. All your hashtags won't save them, that ain't gangster. People begging for their life still. I know white people who can't afford to pay their light bill, who might feel like they the ones who losing their life, when the worst thing you could be is not ashamed to be white. White privilege is a system they position for division. If you black, you go to prison. If you white, your life is different. Take some money, race religion, sprinkle in some ammunition, and make everyone believe that the other team is the villain. I ain't pro-black, I ain't pro-white, I'm pro-American. Every color curves of bones one day when you bury them. Whites and blacks are all the same. They want us in our grave. Just let me try to explain. I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, cause our lives matter more. They want us in a race war, dying in the streets. Should be us against them, but it's you against me. Ain't nobody gonna win. Everybody gonna see that the color of your skin don't change the color that you bleed. I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, cause our lives matter more.
How's everybody doing tonight on this Taco Tuesday? Where are you at, Sally? Whoops, sorry. There we go. How are you doing today?
There I am.
There you
I'm
are.
doing good.
That was Tom McDonald's new song called Race Wars that's off his Brave 2 album. I guess he's going to be coming up with a lot of new songs, or going to be doing a lot of new videos soon. So
and thank you, Tom McDonald and Adam Calhoun, for letting us use your music on our podcast. We love promoting you. Hey, Crystal Marie. Hey, Miss Ruth. How you doing?
How are y'all doing?
And guess what, folks? We have a special guest today.
Yeah, I've seen him before.
Drum war. We have Mr. Vincent from Vincent's Voice.
What's going on?
Look at there.
Oh, look. See, Crystal even said you did your hair.
Yes, I did.
Sorry, I did notice there was something different about you, but I'm
That's
bad
okay.
at
Most men don't really pay attention.
I don't
Well,
know.
we
I
have
found my
other- we
drain
have other
clogged up
things to
with
look
hair the other day because my son evidently thought he needed to get his hair cut. And then you got Vince over there trying to look slick.
Yeah, then the thing is, Sally, us men are usually looking at many other things.
That's true.
Well, that's good. We'd like to, give you something above the chest to look at.
Hey, Crystal Marie, what's going on?
Crystal, I think, just got a bunch of restaurant equipment in or something. I think I seen. So I'd like to get Tom McDonald on the show. That'd be great.
We would love for him to come see us, be on here with us. I mean, be
He
great.
does come on. I have seen him doing reviews and comment on a bunch of people who do music reviews and stuff. And a lot of those people are ones that didn't used to be very Trump supporting, I'll say.
That's right.
And it's amazing to me at how Tom McDonald and Thomas Sowell have changed so many people's minds in the past year.
Yep.
So,
And you know what? We're working and doing our best to get folks educated. We really are. A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about, how our government was supporting a Nazi regime. Turns out our government's not the only one.
yeah, it turns out. So if anybody else has seen that, Crystal said her store's being targeted. So they're having to close their store and look for a new location.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Any reason why, Crystal?
They're probably just doing too well in that town. No, it's people do those things to stores. They'll if they don't like the store in these little towns, if they don't like the person, they won't like anything.
That's true.
They provide.
That's true. We got I haven't heard too much. Mostly around here, it's restaurants that'll get targeted like that. But usually there's a reason why the restaurant gets targeted like that. But
yeah, usually it's something like the menu has cat on it.
Something like that, yeah.
Ooh, I'm going to be a good girl. We ain't run that NC-17 across the bottom yet.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Did I delete our NC-17 banner?
I hope.
Oh, we better not have, because it's going to get hot and heavy tonight.
See.
You know, the thing is this, folks, and I'm talking to you guys when I say folks, you and Sally in particular. It's like this, guys. If you're an individual that's a little different, a little unique, you have a character that's maybe a little louder, but it doesn't fit into the genre of the Christian community, or it doesn't fit into the genre of the groomers community, they're not going to want you to have a thriving business, and they're going to do everything to put you down or stifle your freedom of speech, in short. And your store is your freedom of speech. Sell what you want, the best you can do for people. So, Crystal Marie, I'd say, you know what? You may want to start, and maybe one day you'll have your own QV. Is it QVS or QVC network? Oh, wow.
Look at there. They called the fire marshal on her. Now, that's low. That's low.
That is pretty low. Yeah.
I'd take the fire marshal out to lunch and say, what's the deal? Seriously, what's the deal? What do we have to do? And make them happy.
Well, that's what happened when the left is trying to shut down good people.
Yeah.
If you don't fit in their narrative, they'll do whatever they have to, sneaky, underhanded, and backstabbing, to shut you down.
I remember just dealing with inspectors when I did AC work, and it was, you have some of them that just do not like you and are they would be known as being the butthole inspectors, and they'd fail you for anything. And you had some that were, I'll fix that. They'll point something out.
Fix this and send me a picture. We're good.
Yeah, and that's how most of the inspectors were. But I can imagine on I'm surprised y'all have all these problems in these small towns, to be honest with you.
That's the best way to do it. Now that's the best way to do it because we know the big cities and you see where they're at. They're wanting the small towns to go that direction as well.
Well, I
Never-
mean, they're trying to shut down the small towns and force everybody into the big urban
A big town, yeah.
communities, so
Well,
that they can, do 15-minute cities and put everybody under their thumb.
here in Florida, they just keep on growing out and out. That's why I kind of say Florida rural versus Texas rural, for instance, because we didn't have any where I grew up, there's stuff everywhere. But when I grew up there, our club, no pizza delivery, no nothing like that. So
Hey, Kimberly.
there's Kimberly.
Kimberly forgot one thing though. She forgot another slash with 365. We don't give him a day off.
That's right.
That's 365, Kimberly. I love you, dear.
I'll be honest with you, Crystal. I would say down where I live at, and even in Texas where I grew up at, they did support They do support small businesses here. I mean, there's a
Well,
there's
it's
a
like
resale store right up the street from me, and people are always parked in that parking lot, and there's people that you'll go by there and somebody will just be unloading a truck for donations to give to them. So, I mean, it's good stuff.
And sometimes you actually see businesses, let's say a big shipment came in of something, you may see another business person either send a crew over or people over to help you for a moment.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. The thing is, we have forgotten the basic fabric, in my opinion. We have forgotten the basic fabric of society, of civilization, which is you're supposed to respect the other person as you would want to be respected by them. And by doing good deeds for other people, good deeds come back to you. So if you're
that's the golden rules.
If you're in a business and you've got a product that you're selling and it fits that weekend for what's ever going on, the next business may have a product that fits the weekend or the next month at an event.
I mean,
you got to endorse one another. You got to encourage.
Yeah, dude. I'll be honest with you, though. I mean, that is one thing that I see around here is we have a bunch of, local groups on Facebook and stuff. And you can ask for anything on there and somebody's going to start responding to you and you're going to get like, for example, I know this is kind of a shitty subject, but when I had to have my septic tank pumped, it was like, hey, who's the best person to call? And
it's a shitty job, but somebody's got to do it.
I bet you 30 people said the same place. And it was actually out in McClenny where we used to live at, a county away. And they're the same people that pumped my mother-in-law's septic tank 10 years ago. So they've been in business a while.
You know what?
Well, I mean,
what, guys? We're into giving people answers to questions in this case. And you've got to figure out what you look at what Crystal Marie just said. There are many people that are mad. What I would suggest, I don't know how you guys feel about it. Tell me if I'm wrong. I would suggest that number one, she complies to any fire marshal stuff. If it's fire extinguishers updated, so on and so forth. Okay, that's number one. Number two, go to the city council and bring a few of those people with you.
Absolutely.
That's true. Yeah.
And if you need to put a petition together, Crystal Marie, put a petition together. There are ways we can beat these assholes. Ooh, that's an asshole.
And that's we're in NR17. Don't worry about it, sir. Speak it. That's the thing. These people are slipping into our judicial governments and our local and cities, towns, cities, and state and federal governments. We need to get them out.
Or maybe Crystal Marie,
out.
You need to do like Denise and Ron and just move down to Florida. So
I wonder if Crystal had a lease, if it was a monthly lease or a yearly lease. They can't just kick them out.
They probably can if they're violating codes.
Well, if that's the case, then it should be the building owner that makes sure that there is a fire exit available.
That kind of true.
Oh, it's a verbal agreement. I'm sorry to hear
Oh.
that.
Ah,
You know, once
well, I mean,
guys-
it's a gentleman's agreement.
yeah, but you know what? I'll tell you what a gentleman's agreement truly is, Sally. I told a man, it was a Wednesday evening, Tuesday evening. I said, I'll be here with $3,000 to pick up your RV. I shook his hand. I went there to pick up the RV Saturday, and he already sold it from under me to someone else.
I've had that happen
Oh,
before.
yeah.
I don't know if but yeah.
And that is very wrong. When people shake a hand on a verbal agreement and deal, you've got to live with that. And I
But
people
people
don't care,
have
though,
no
dude.
honor.
Yeah, some people
They
that
have
don't
no
bother
honor.
people. That doesn't bother a lot of people. I mean, that really doesn't bother a lot. Some people are really just like that. You know, yeah.
I mean,
Crystal
they
said that
have no
happens a lot.
honor.
Yeah, I mean it.
What has happened to our society that when you just in this particular case, and I think this is a good topic for us for the moment, in a small town, when you have a verbal agreement, what is wrong with society that someone says, you know what? No, I don't like what you're doing in that store, and I'm just going to shut you down because we have a verbal agreement.
I mean,
That's
Let
like when the lease lapses, you know, on a
Yep.
yearly lease, and it
lesson
goes to a
learned.
month, and then all of a
There you
sudden
go.
the landlord says, "I want you out. I want to raise the rent." Boom.
Or in this case here, that Crystal Marie, a lesson learned. You've got to have some kind of written contract to help you.
I can understand. I mean, that's one of those things, like you said, lesson learned, but that's one of those things that some people you would just expect, like you said, expect them to honor their gentleman's agreement, their verbal agreement, you know?
Well, you know what? Kimberly wrote this. He's probably looking at moving some illegals into it. it
And he
wouldn't
may
surprise
be.
me. And it wouldn't surprise me.
He may be. He may be trying to get it to where he can sell the building, but he can't have them as tenants in the building per se. Because if you have an existing person in the building, you cannot sell the building without them knowing it.
Right.
Yeah, he could have given her more than just a get out of here now notice.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what he
I mean,
did.
he didn't have to call the fire marshal. He could have been man enough to walk up and talk to her.
Yep.
Say,
say,
hey,
hey,
look, you know, I'm looking at selling this building or doing an upgrade, but I can't do it with you in the building. Can you look and see if you can find another place?
Which would be a reasonable.
That would have
request.
been that
well,
would
they
have been
haven't-
the reasonable, respectful thing to do.
Professional.
They have until
Professional.
December 31st, so that's kind of good. I've known people with less notice in commercial
Yeah, but
business.
where she's at in Bethany, I would be getting in high gear because you don't want to be moving nothing in December up
No.
there.
No, not at all. Not at
I mean,
all.
anything before November, you're gonna be pushing it because it gets up there and it gets cold quick.
Well, I guess they wanted her to, supposedly, I guess they're wanting her to maybe give them money to insure the building. And so she refused it. There you go.
The last
Don't
time I
blame
had to help move a business was actually December 31st. So
Whew.
not
Yeah.
this year, a couple
Can't
of years
make
ago.
that shit up. That's the name of the book I'm writing, folks. Can't make that shit up.
Well, I mean,
Luckily,
that's
it
how
was
crazy our ancestors. That's it.
Well,
That's how
this
crazy
was
our
a-
society's going.
this was an ongoing thing between him and the landlord, and it was like 2000 or something. It was during COVID, so everybody was trying to raise rent prices here in Florida, and
Oh yeah.
but it was he couldn't shut down business for a day or couldn't shut down business. So I think the 31st come on a
And-
Friday or something, and he had to be out of there by the 31st. So
You have to wonder, why did they pick a pandemic to jack the rent prices up when people were losing their jobs?
because
They thought the government's going to give them all that good free money and they'd be able to keep it forever?
Well, I don't know. I know here in Florida it was demand of housing for one, and shortage of building new houses. You know, that was one of the big things here in Florida because everybody was coming to Florida.
Huh?
I mean,
it
we can
wasn't
work
just Florida that did it. They did it in Texas. They did it in Oklahoma. They
Yep.
did it in Kansas. They did it in Missouri.
I know
They
it
did
wasn't
it in
just Florida, but
Tennessee.
yeah,
They did it everywhere, basically.
all the states that people were moving to.
So, you know, you talking about price gouging. Hey, they think the American people's getting free money from the government. We're going to screw them out of it. You ain't getting shit. Like I
Yeah.
said,
Oh, yeah.
we are not in a race war, folks. We are in a social war.
Yep, and we had discussed that just a couple days ago, Sally.
Yep.
And I think when you introduced that to me, I thought, "Damn, that's worthy of having a book written about." Because we are in a social war. You look at the education, for instance, under Dr. Sonia Centelles out of Baltimore. She's the top ranking, I believe, like district manager of the education in there. And
Yep.
13 schools in Baltimore. I love the number 13, by the way. Love it. 13 schools in Baltimore, they do not have the ability to read.
That really isn't a surprise
Vincent?
anymore.
Vincent, is that your nomination for the Sparklefuck Award this week?
I believe we had discussed that because it's really split. We could give Sparkle Fuck to many objects, I think, or people. And
Well,
I
I'm
think
going to
that
tell
may be
you,
okay.
it takes somebody special to fuck up an entire school where they get the lowest math scores in the nation.
Yeah, in the nation. And not one school, but 13 schools. And let's just say on an average, you've got 800 students. And I'm going lowball on that. You've got 13 schools, 800 students. That comes out to 10,400 if I'm not mistaken. I did that pretty quick in my head. That's 2,400 kids on the street. I don't even know. How do they text? Or is it maybe they know
Spell
words?
check.
What's that?
Have you seen how some of these people text?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
Look
I
at some of
use
these
proper
messages
English.
that you see people get, and
I mean, seriously, every single text I have sent out, I usually use the comma, parentheses. I seriously, I do.
Yeah,
hate
but I
that.
get all, emojis. Yes. I like emojis. They're fun. They're
I don't
great
use
when you
emojis
throw an
hardly.
LOL in there. I do.
I don't use
But
emojis.
I mean,
hardly.
it's
And you
like
know,
when you use these little anagrams where you put the first letter of every word in there and you're like, there's a lot of words that start with those letters. What are you saying?
that's true. I sometimes put like an L8R for later.
Yeah.
Later, you know. So
Yeah.
So Ruth just now asked, why are the auto workers now going on strike? Do you guys know anything about that or have a clue about that?
I don't know what they're striking for exactly. I know they're wanting more money. They're gonna
I've been reading, so I've been.
I know some of it.
I haven't had a chance the last few days to read anything about it, but it's union. Go
It's
union.
union. It's UAW,
Uh,
and I know some
there
of
you
it
go.
is
What it
also.
is, they're pissed off that the CEOs and all the higher people of the company are getting the 40% off the line, technically. Okay,
Yeah.
they're making a tremendous amount of money while the little man's not making it. They're also very concerned, folks,
They better be.
about the electric cars.
Yep.
Why? You don't need as many components. You don't need as many people. Without the components, you don't need all the fabrication shops and manufacturing shops around the country and around the world to supply maybe an alternator and a water pump and the
And
bell
guess
housing.
what?
What?
Most of that stuff's not made in America.
I just said it's manufactured around the world that we use.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the assembly lines are going to go down from using, say, putting together. I'm just going to throw a number out there: 15,000 parts down to 5,000 parts, which means you don't
Yep.
need as many employees.
and they're going to go all AI.
Yep. Look
They're
at
going to go
Tesla.
fully robotic.
And you look at the
Tesla's-
AI, look at the robotics of these cars. They've been getting in accidents left and right. Who do you blame? The drunk guy in the control room that's programming these things? But you can't get him for a DUI, although he's drunk in there operating these cars.
Well, I mean, look at the warehouses that's supplying food. You know, they're going fully robotic. Why?
Someone
Because
has-
they can't get people to work.
Yeah, that's part of it too. I mean,
That's because they can't get qualified, competent people to work.
I saw somebody post a sign up the other day, or I didn't see it. I saw a picture of it, and it was saying, "Don't hire Gen Zers; they won't work." It was like, "Baby boomers only apply." It was like, well, you missed a generation there, but okay.
Yeah, you're going to miss us when we're gone.
Oh, no, they're not, because see, Gen Z has a whole, I'm going to do a program about masculinity and how they're wanting men to learn to be more understanding of the female persons. And what better group of men to teach this to straight men than gay men? Because the gay men have all the girlfriends that run around with them and shop with them and eat with them and do all that fun stuff with them. But the one thing they don't have to worry about is having to have that land next to them.
I'm
Really?
telling you,
No, they're
gay men.
This is an attack.
God
on
love you,
men.
Kimberly.
I'm not putting that up there, Kimberly. But
Yeah, we're not putting that up there.
I'm telling you, there is at least here in Florida, because that's where I've seen most of them coming from on podcasts. A lot of these gay men are like, "This is bullshit," you know.
It is.
Y'all are full of shit,
Yeah.
you know. And there was like, you know,
Even
well,
the
for
gay
one,
women, gay women agree with you and them.
well, I mean,
Well, it is. I mean, it's bullshit.
they're like,
Except
hey,
for
you know
gay
what?
it's-
women that are gay women feel the same way. They're not happy with doing this to these kids.
Hey, I've gotten along with gay women forever, so
But no, it's an attack on our masculinity. It's attack of the patriarchal society, the matriarchal society. Sally, in your side, in your family right now, you're the matriarch. That means
Yes,
your
I am.
children look to you for advice, for answers, so on and so forth. And so, you know, if you had a man in your life, a good man, hopefully, and then he would take the patriarchal position. But they're destroying what's called the nuclear family, the European family, the patriarchal family, matriarchal.
well, here's the one thing about lesbians that I've learned. Older lesbians, like Sally's age and stuff, they do not want to destroy the nuclear family. I will say, I have never met even a dyke lesbian that wanted to destroy a nuclear family. They want to be.
There's a reason.
They wanna
There's
be
a
the
reason.
They're like, my job is the aunt or even the grandmother or something. I know that sounds kind of whatever you call it, but a lot of lesbians don't realize they're lesbians until after their first marriage.
Okay. I beg to
I'm just
differ,
saying.
but okay.
There's usually one of them that's the full on lesbian, the man of the relationship, and
No,
there's usually
you have the alpha female, and then you have a beta.
yeah, and the beta a lot of time has been married before to a man with kids, some of them with kids. Sorry, Kim.
But I mean,
You know, seriously though, it goes.
they
back
don't want to destroy the nuclear family, because if they destroy the nuclear family, there will be no more children.
But that's
It take-
society war. We're in that social war. We're in that social war.
That's right.
So if you can take apart, in this case, an industry as the auto industry and make it half its size, the people are going to be looking for work that's been there for, say, X. That's why a lot of these union people will even take, I think it's called, you know this, Sally, it's called they bargain their way out. What is that called? When a union guy says, hey, you got 15 years in, but we'll pay you for 20. And what is that called, Sally?
It's a buyout.
That's it. That's it. So they buy out. And what they're going to do, they're going to expect that a lot of these people are going to buy out so that this younger group that's bringing in all these electric cars, you know, maybe they're easier to put together for a Gen Z. Hey, think about it. Maybe.
I don't know.
Sorry, I will buy me a damn bicycle before I buy me an electric car.
I'd buy an electric car, but I mean,
Why? Have you seen your electric bill lately?
actually, thanks again, Florida, our electric bill has been going down.
It hasn't across America, I promise.
It hasn't across America. Our electric bill has gone down, I think, 3 or 4 times this year, believe it or not. Thank you, DeSantis. Actually, Dion,
I want to see you bring your groceries home in that bad boy, buddy.
I was told today that since I live in Florida, instead of closing my pool, I should buy an RC boat. But I have thought about getting one of those remote control alligators.
I wouldn't do that because somebody will be trying to smuggle an illegal in.
So, Just Me says it didn't go down. We're paying it for you. What does he mean by that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
He says, you know, it's maybe going down in Florida, but it's going up everywhere else. I promise you.
Oh, yeah.
There's more wind turbines going in now than I have seen in a long time. They're raising them bad boys up as fast as they can go. They're shipping solar panels and stuff as fast as they can go. Something's going to happen.
Well, Florida has a lot of power plants, and with DeSantis, they're not trying to shut any of them down. So that's one
there
reason.
You go, sugar.
Thanks, Joe.
There's you are. So okay, let's you know, we're talking about Florida. We're talking about a good state, but let's talk about a negative state. Earlier this week, our neighbors to the far north, far north, the one where all the truckers' strike started, who's calling all of us truck drivers Nazis. They're going to take our money. They're going to take our homes. They're going to take everything you got. We've been calling bullshit. Guess what, guy? It came out today. Well, actually, yesterday. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago.
Ukrainian Nazis.
It was a what if and the Ukraine Nazis.
Yep.
So, and guess what?
That we were talking. Guess what? What? Huh?
Come on.
Turns out there's Nazis.
I love you
Ukraine.
too. Yeah, there's Nazis in Ukraine. We called it 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Our government is funding, wanting to send billions of dollars more of our tax money to a bunch of Nazis in Ukraine.
Evidently,
now
Canada
we have
is
the
too.
proof.
Evidently, Canada is too. So,
well, Canada.
Only thing is,
you guys just told me something earlier. The 98-year-old Nazi that everyone gave a standing ovation to is now being requested by Poland to come and join them.
Yep. Poland's wanting him to move over there.
Extradite him. They want to extradite him for war crimes. Chad, have you got that video up? We got to show everybody if you have not.
I've got one of them. If you have
not seen this, you got to see this.
I've got a video from the Black Conservative Perspective, which is Greg Foreman, and
great show.
And he is really very good. I really like watching him.
In fact, we should put that on the network. We'll have to put one of his shows on the network. I've been wanting to do that. This might be the one to do. Seriously. Put it on CDN page.
You're absolutely right.
This is from yesterday.
All right, throw it up there. Let's show America what's going on in our neighbors to the north. Parliament. Sick.
At least a dozen standing ovations.
We got audio. Where's the video?
There was also one for this man, a 98-year-old in World War.
One day later.
Obviously, it's extremely upsetting that this happened. The speaker has acknowledged his mistake, apologized. But this is something that is deeply embarrassing to the party, particularly MPs and all members of the Jewish community across the country who are celebrating commemorating Yom Kippur today. I think it's going to be really important that all of us push back against Russian propaganda, Russian disinformation, and continue our steadfast, unequivocal support for Ukraine, as we did last week with announcing further measures to stand with Ukraine in Russia's illegal war against it.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We got to talk about Canada, okay? We got to talk about the country that is the north of the border, because they participated.
I don't know if we need to watch that whole thing or not, but that total.
No, we don't need to watch it. We don't need to watch the whole thing. 98-year-old Nazi from Germany.
Yeah. German
on
Nazi.
the parliament.
Happy birthday, by the way,
government. Evelyn. Hey, Evelyn, happy birthday. And they're giving him a standing ovation, and he's talking about Russian disinformation.
Yeah,
Poland wants to extradite him back to prosecute a 98-year-old Nazi who's supporting Ukraine. I'm sorry, folks. Nazis are alive and well. There's living proof.
And it's not like they don't pass that down to anybody. I mean,
that's an education right there that we're seeing in our own government.
I wish I could find this video I was looking at earlier, and it is just a call-in guy, but it's a guy, it's a Black Power guy that somebody's calling into, and he's over here this white guy calling in's over here talking about how we need to not elect Trump again because the illegals coming in are racist against blacks, so that's going to save the white race. And of course,
has he bumped his head?
Tell me that guy's not a racist. And this black guy's over here talking about like he didn't ever say he'd vote for Trump, but after that he was like, he's like, I support Trump after this. He said he'll deport all these people. I support him. And the white guy's like, I'd rather be riding with Biden and not have to worry about my race becoming extinct.
I don't give a damn about race. We all bleed red.
Exactly. That's kind of what, the other people come back and say is we all bleed red. I've been watching a lot of these black podcasts lately, and they're actually pretty informative with a lot of stuff.
Folks, we don't need to erase the last 2.5 years now. We need to write it down. Every little thing that has come out so that we can teach our children what not to do.
Now, here is something
our
I will say.
grandchildren.
You talking about that, speaking of that right there, most of these black guys that I've been watching and even talking to, they'll do 3 or 4 hour podcasts with 7 or 8 people on the show on and off. And the arguments come between the old ones and the young ones.
Joe, some of the Egyptians were black. Well, the pharaohs, some of them were black. They just didn't stay in power real long.
And what you were just referring to, Chad, is the fact that the young men on those programs are not respecting the authorities and wisdom of the elderly. Right. Really, right down from what you've said. That's all I mean, about that for the moment.
Yeah, I mean that's how a lot of them are. And I'll be honest with you, the older the men get and the women get, the more they turn on the opposite sex. I'll be honest with you.
We're buffering. There we are.
I mean, one of them I was watching earlier today, the people in the comments were bashing the main host because he is married to a light-skinned black woman.
So what?
So what?
I'm like a triple and quadruple tone person here, folks. You know, I got this brown here, but then I got this brown here, but then I'm white here.
That white guy,
and you don't want to see the ultra white.
The white guy
that ain't seen a lot of sun in a long time. That's what he was talking
about with the extinction of the white race, was saying that with all the crossbreeding, I guess you would call it, the way he was talking. Now, I could really...
Oh, how they're trying to turn our entire culture into Milanos?
Yeah.
Doesn't the Bible speak of... I want to say it like this, the yellow race being the dominant race of the world. I've heard that when I was a younger kid. I mean, this like 40 years ago.
I haven't ever seen that.
Or heard that? Nope. Well, Kimberly, these gang members are bleeding daily by other gang members while the parents want to sue the police.
That's true.
That's right. And they want to defund the police.
And the same thing.
Why are you defunding the police?
Yeah, but that stuff is coming back to hit them, literally punch them in the face.
Somebody goes to steal your car or break in your house. What do you want to do? Run and call the police to come protect you? Really, people?
Well, look.
You want to give up your guns, and you want people to come protect you with guns and a badge, but then you don't want to pay them.
Well, you seen
it's not a social welfare program there.
No, but you look at that there was a city official that got her head split wide open. Both her legs were broken, I heard, or something like that. Her children, and this is in her driveway, and she's been one of the main proponents when she ran for her seat to defund the police. And she says, I want the police here. I want to find out who did this now.
Left her with a broken leg, deep
there she is,
bloodied face. And it all happened in her own driveway and in front of her 2 small children. She posted this bloody selfie on social media, adding, quote, "Catch these young people who are running wild, creating chaos across our city. Hold them in custody and prosecute them, period. Look at my face. Remember me when you are thinking about supporting letting juveniles and young people out of custody to roam our streets instead of holding them accountable for their actions. Thank you to the incredible Minneapolis 4th Precinct officers." Ari, such a change of heart. And
you have to laugh at that. You just have to laugh at that. That's absurd.
I really don't want to laugh at
that's
that.
That's definitely a nomination for the Sparklefuck Award.
Well, maybe you guys ought to do a list of them for the next month, and then figure out on one show which one is the top.
I really got to come up with some like a
you have got to be
flying
kidding me.
Bird with sparkles coming out of it, so I can send these people their Sparklefuck Awards.
Biden's dog bit another Secret Service officer.
Do what?
Do what?
Biden's dog at the White House bit another Secret Service officer.
Number 12. That's number 12. One more. I get my favorite number. Number 12.
Amen. Government is the damn problem. They don't need to be in our lives. We need to tell them to truck it.
Truck it. Yeah.
Well, that's the
Truck
thing. We need less big government and all these regulations and all this, all these departments. I mean, and especially departments that are doing stellar. Let's think of some. DHS has done great at the border. You've got the DOJ has been done great to protect the Biden criminal corrupt family. You've got the FBI who likes to just go after the parents and after Trump, but not after
And Homeland Security, who makes a bogus list up of terrorist organizations and puts parents and grandparents and PTAs on schools on that list.
And we've got
What
to
the
make
fuck?
the change. Yeah, but Sally, you said it last week, social wars. We're in the social war now. And really
Well,
it comes down to the communities being at one. You listen to the story that Crystal Marie just shared with us tonight. That's
Yeah.
you've got to get more involved. You have to some level, to some degree. If it just means, hey, you can give up a night knowing that you could pass out flyers at a game for someone somewhere. We've been trying to get the Ministers Alliance group, for instance, to come to Cameron meeting to discuss this book issue. They won't do it. I myself say, hey, let's take our flyers and go to the churches and put them on the cars. Let's hand them out to the people in the church. Then again, we may be asked to leave because they don't want their church parishioners knowing this. And it's private property, to my knowledge. Possibly they could ask me to leave. But you know what? You can go to the football games, baseball games, wrestling, basketball, and pass them out through the flyers. Yeah, flyers out through the bleachers.
But that's the thing. That's the thing, Vincent. That's the thing, Vincent.
What?
We don't need to be passing out flyers. We need to be showing up in person.
True. But that's the way you get the people to show up, because some of these people do not know. And it's sad because the media, the media of the radio station, WKKW or whatever it is that we've got here, and you look at the Cameron Citizens Observer newspaper, they don't print and they don't speak about these atrocities in our little community.
That's because they're taking their government handout and their liberal fundings to stay in operation.
Yeah, but at the same time, some of the people that are on top, like in that radio station, you've got the people at the top that are saying, you know what, it doesn't fit our agenda. We're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And yet they should open up that Good Morning Show with Chris Ward, I believe it is. I've met the guy. Sorry, but no value to me. But he could actually be of value to the community and present this to the community. But he won't do it. That's the thing, is the inaction of some of these people that know it. And that's what's terrifying the country in the long run. They're in fear of standing up.
That is true, but I don't know, man. I think a lot of it's kind of starting to come out now because of,
people are getting tired. Go ahead, Chad.
I was just going to say, well, exactly. People are getting tired of it. I mean, like, I'll say people are getting tired of it all over the place. All kinds of people are getting tired of it. And this is all supposed to be the people that Biden and the Democrats and everything were supposed to help. I mean, and then you have people arguing with them. And
but we shouldn't be relying on the government to take care of us.
But that's
get up off your lazy asses and either start creating a job for yourself or get a job.
I mean,
okay, folks, why are we waiting on the government to take care of us? That's what they want us to do. But why? Why are we doing it?
Well, Thomas Jefferson.
Where is your independence?
Well, I'm going to go way off subject here. because I just saw a video that Koyan Newar.
While you're doing that, Thomas Jefferson said it right. A government big enough to give you everything you want is big enough to take it away.
That's true.
And that's what they're doing. They're taking away our civil liberties, our freedoms on a smaller scale all along the way. Anyway.
I don't know if you've ever
we
seen.
fought a civil war to stop slavery. Why the hell are we running back to the plantation with the slave masters?
And
Exactly. People are asking that.
And Republicans have signed all the way down since Lincoln. The Republicans have signed every single bill that was beneficial to, quote unquote, the black community. Every single bill, the Republicans have signed down on it for the black community, not the Democrats.
I mean,
that's because we won't fund the Nazis in Ukraine.
Well, I mean, the way they see it is the Democrats portray it is you don't like, for example, last week when we were watching that podcast that had Curly Boy Chuck on it showing the Jubilee thing between gay liberals and gay conservatives, and they're asking they're talking about the welfare system and how the welfare promotes single mothers or single parents. And the dumbass on there is over here talking about, well, why can't we just give the money to everybody? Why should I have to pay for you to sit at home all the time? And I know I'm being a hypocrite right now. Well, nobody's paying me to sit at home, but
you're different. You have a reason to be sitting at home. Okay.
And actually, no, the fact of the matter is you are just waiting to find another position because you do want to go back on the workforce, right?
Oh yeah, I want to go back to work.
You know what? You know how many people
but there are people who don't want to.
Yeah, there are people that can't say that, Chad. There are people that cannot say what you just said.
I mean, my buddy wants me to go to work up, or was telling me to come to work up there for him, but I'll be honest with you, my buddy is kind of a hard ass to work for. Oh shit. Our power's flickering. Can you tell?
Well, my goodness, it sounds like he's what generation is that?
Same as me, Gen X, 79.
Okay.
Well,
he's just
look. There are some Gen Zs, and I've raised a couple that will get out there and hustle for a buck.
I know a bunch of them out here, to be honest with you. Go up to the damn feed store.
They're the oddities.
They are the
oddities.
And I mean,
because they want to work. They want to make a way for themselves.
I mean, well, out here, you got them wanting to fix their damn trucks up. So, I mean,
you guys got me thinking about something.
We're in.
Yeah, you guys are ready to hear we're in deep shit on this one, maybe. Gen Z, Gen X, baby boomers, which housed the yuppies. I mean, the yuppies and the hippies. And then you had I believe it was called the nuclear family. What did they call the other generations way back when? Like, in World War I or, Depression people. What did they call these people, What was your little title?
Well, they only started calling us Gen X because they didn't know what the hell we were going to be.
Let's see.
They did not know what our generations would be.
Yeah, see, that's just it. It's
okay. The builders were born before 1946.
And I was actually kind of offended when they called us Gen X's.
Well, this can't be
right. But you know what?
Because...
I wear it with pride now.
Yeah.
I do.
I do too.
I'm a baby boomer. And I found out my 33-year-old that just like that 6 months later, he was 34. What can I say? He's growing up so quick. But a baby boomer. I don't get it. Gen X, baby boomer, Gen Z.
Okay. Leon said silent generation between 01 and 24. Our greatest generation was 20 to 24, 20 01 to 24, silent generation 25 to 45, baby boomers 46 to 64, Gen
Millennial.
X.
We haven't even spoken to the millennials.
Well,
yet.
yeah, my kids are millennials.
Yeah, but we hadn't even used that word on for this program. Man, Don, thank you very, very, very much. Now, can you do an 18th century for me?
Hey, I'm going to tell you, I've enjoyed his comments tonight. I'm going to tell you, I have enjoyed his comments.
That's the first time he's actually not wrote in capitals, though.
Well, that was something else. Yeah. Thank you, Don Corleone. By the way, if you're not familiar, it's called you got to put it up there. By the way, I think it's Paramystic channel. So if you have an opportunity, if you're into the ghosts,
it's not just ghosts,
spirits.
Just
all kinds of
spirit.
things.
It's all kinds of things.
Stuff that's
It's all kinds of things that go bump in the night that people run crying and screaming like blithering idiots.
There was a video I wanted to show that I was laughing my ass off at.
But my little special gift, I try to keep people informed, like letting them know ahead of time. We got Nazis in our government. I was right. So anyway, okay. We have Trudeau and the 98-year-old Nazi parliament member who's fixing to probably get extradited to Poland for war crimes as one of our nominations. We have the Maryland education system as the other one. Everybody vote.
Yeah,
which one gets everybody vote? Let us hear your voices. Who gets the Sparkle Fuck Award? Our very first one. There it goes.
Oh, that's okay, Dion. I didn't, or Don, however you go by that. I don't know. Vincent
Kelly on. It's dyslexia.
That's the power.
Feel you, brother. Feel you, brother. Feel you, brother.
Yep.
I have the same issues.
That's okay.
What the hell does Joe mean by pot? Vincent, what? Pody?
What?
What does this mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh gosh,
I got bugs out here tonight. I'm go get a haircut.
Ooh, doggy.
And this is the reason why Don Corleone writes in caps.
Oh, purveyor of truth information.
Yeah, gotcha. Thank you, man.
I didn't catch that either, Joe.
See, there we go with those anagrams again. I had no damn clue.
I was lost.
I didn't either.
I was hoping he was going to say president of the
Transparency.
Huh?
President of Transparency.
No, president of no.
That'd be pot.
Like Universe or something. I don't know. Illegals. Me, there you go. I can handle the illegals. Oh, by the way, guys, I've got tomorrow Frank Lopez Jr. coming on.
Yeah. Can't wait to see that one.
If you guys know anything about Frank Lopez Jr., he has dedicated the past 2.5 years. He's got an incredible background, by the way. I just learned about that a little bit too late before posting the show. But this guy has been revealing truthful information about the border for the past 2.5 years. He's well documented.
Yes, he has.
And he's very well followed by, I want to say 45,000 better.
Hey, Michael.
And he has done this himself for the nation. He doesn't do this for himself personally. He's letting us know what's going on at the border. And that's
it goes beyond the border. He's gone all the way down to the Gap at Guatemala and watched hundreds of thousands of people come through.
Yes, this man knows
through
what's going on. So if you get an opportunity, catch tomorrow's program with Vincent's Voices. I had to do a plug-in, guys. Sorry, but I had to. I just thought about that, you know?
I just seen, I know this is way off topic, but I just seen my Angel friend in California that's a truck driver laughed at our show too. Angel, if you are watching, Sally's a truck driver. So that's why I tagged you in that. And I think y'all get along.
Sally. I'm not Sally.
So, okay, who gets the Sparkle Fuck Award? The very first one we're ever going to give out. We're going to give it to Trudeau or the Maryland Board of Education.
Well, just because it's American, I'd say the Maryland Board of Education.
Oh,
but I mean, Trudeau, he's kind of like a repeat winner. So,
yeah,
he can't be the Leah Thomas of them all.
Okay, we'll go. I can go with that. We need an American show needs an American winner. Yeah. We're going to give it to the Maryland Board of Education for producing 13 schools with the lowest math scores in the nation. 13 of them. Didn't even hardly register.
That's
can't do math, and they wonder who's going to be fucking running the world. We got a whole bunch of folks who can't do math, people. There she is. She's so proud of herself. You get her first and very only Sparkle Fuck Award.
I am trying to figure out how to get back to her. This is embarrassing me. Oh, here we are. This lady here, 13, okay? 13 Baltimore schools fail in math exam. She's a CEO of the Baltimore City Public Schools. She's the Chief Executive Officer, #1, top person in charge
of school curriculums.
So I don't think I have to really show much more than that, folks. I would like you to consider, if nothing else, looking up some of this stuff. We post a lot of stuff on a Common Denominator network there.
And folks, just because we didn't put any Biden in there, it's so hard to pick just one for him.
It is. It is hard to pick one.
So hard when he's continuously fucking up.
I mean, it seems like every week there's something new going on that these idiots are doing. So,
well, it's been over an hour, folks.
It has been over an hour.
Oh, who's keeping track of time? That's true. You should give it a little bit more because you have just a little bit more here to play with. But hashtag 20.
Yeah, we stayed on long last week too.
Hey, Sally, I told you this, and this is big news for you. I told you I'm running for governor.
Yep.
I'm going to pay $500 to run for governor of Missouri. I doubt I'm going to get elected. I know, Chad, but you know what? If they can have John Fetterman out of Pennsylvania, a vegetable, a walk-in eggplant, that's a good.
It's a senator.
Yeah.
Democrats are even mad about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had to dumb down the dress code so that he can wear his sweatpants and sweatshirt.
So they can put
to the
him
floor.
in office, and they can keep Weinstein, whose daughter has quote unquote power of attorney over her private life, and yet she sits on the Senate floor today. Really, folks. And then, of course, let's look at the great Mitch McConnell having mini strokes in the middle of the day. Stroke McConnell. And now,
but he won't be running again.
Yeah, he's not running again. So
you've got bubbling, stumbling Biden who's running again. So I really like this, if nothing else, I've got a big mouth. And I'm okay with saying what's wrong. And what's wrong right away is we've got to get law and order in this state. 100%, it's got to be completely enforced. I'm not saying make it a Nazi state. Why? You wear cameras. Everybody gets outfitted with cameras. Cameras tell the truth. That's it.
Yep.
And then you go to the politicians, which are the prosecuting attorneys, and these damn Congress people, and the people that are state representatives that are not involved in the community. By the way, shout out. Oh, there goes a sparkle fuck. Shout out to Dean Van Schuik, representative of the Cameron School District, not coming to one meeting, speaking only to the superintendent, saying, well, I think he's got this under control, which, by the way, soon, folks, very soon, I'm going to be sharing an email where the superintendent admits they have now really screwed up because their day of reckoning was at a certain time. Kid you not, I can't make this shit up. So, governance, we've got these people that they need to be held accountable. Cori Bush, she has her own private police force, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
they want to defund the police.
He's absolutely correct because they take an oath of office, and when you are not serving and protecting the people of the community, i.e., shout out to Cori Bush, another sparkle fuck. She's got her own $120,000, $150,000 police force protecting her, and yet she's got black constituents throughout her city in St. Louis, Missouri, being slaughtered with blood on the streets. Mayhem everywhere, just like everywhere else in the country. They need
now
to be
they're asking if
for.
Chicago is even recoverable.
Oh my God!
Probably not.
That's another one. That's a guy that was a teacher. He said, "No, let no child go." What is it? Let no child go. What?
I don't remember, but
let no child go. Without schooling or education or something. But anyway,
yeah,
he never failed one student. He said, "You never give a person an F. That's how you learn. That's why it's called the ABCDs, EFs." Send you the setup you need video and catch them all. Just an email, or he'll get back to you. V. All right, I would like that very much, Kimberly. I really would. No child
left behind.
Yeah,
horrible program. I fully agree.
And when you've got a mayor right now that says, "I'm not going to fail anyone," everyone's doing okay that they're doing heroin on my streets and smoking meth and raping and so on and so forth. You can't. Those of us led by the incompetent have been able to do everything and anything. Oh, I can't remember right now. It's a failed leadership of our country, though. And so if a governor could get in there and clean up some of this mess, it would be great. Right in my own little state. I would love to see this governor.
Wait a minute. Why do we want the government to clean it up? We need to be cleaning it up ourselves because we fell asleep at the wheel and let the mess happen.
I didn't say a governor to clean it up. I said to keep it, to get involved, to be clean, to be looking at everything and say, we can't have this. We can't have our children groomed. We can't allow for rape.
Oh, man, that's something that's coming around everywhere, though. That's something that's coming back full force. In fact, hold on a second. I got an email the other day from Gays Against Groomers. And let's see.
Yeah,
which, by the way, folks, we do support Gays Against Groomers because they're on our side. They don't believe all these
books
should
be touched.
Drugs.
Sorry.
Drag queens in the classrooms.
This is just one of the videos they sent in their email. It's from Twitter or X.
represent the Florida chapter of Gays Against Groomers. I stand before you tonight driven by a responsibility I believe we all share, the safety and well-being of all children. We are not against diverse or inclusion literature in schools. We believe that certain topics are relevant. Members of the board, I want you to imagine a school librarian or a teacher reading this out loud to a class full of students. Ray likes how smooth I am, how raw my skin is. No breakfast tomorrow, he says afterwards. I think you might be over 100 pounds. That's not acceptable. At bedtime, he rumples his sheets. We have a 2-bedroom apartment because we are father and daughter, and he wants to take care of me, and then crawls into the tiny bed with me. Does that make you feel uncomfortable? It should. It's a long, detailed story of child rape. This isn't about censoring voices or restricting freedoms. It's about recognizing this is not age appropriate for any child. We wouldn't show a rated R movie to a elementary school student, so why would we allow them to have unfiltered access to a book like this? As guardians of children's welfare, it is our duty and responsibility to ensure that their educational journey is not only enlightening, but also safe. I urge you, members, to please think of our innocent children's well-being that provides
Thank you. Your
without
time has expired. Thank you.
They cut her off quick.
You know,
Well, yeah,
actually,
she wasn't preaching the popular agenda.
Well, that's part of,
Indoctrination, indoctrination, indoctrination.
I mean,
all boys aren't blue. Would you guys like me to read maybe one side or the
No,
other?
no.
No,
We
this
don't need
is
to
what-
get completely kicked off the network.
You know what? If Facebook kicks the show off the network for this, they're wrong because we're giving them the truth.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
reading an excerpt from a book that's being handed out to children. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, pay attention. This is from an actual book reading. And I'm going to have to read it, Sally. I'm sorry, but I have to, if you don't mind. I'll just read the top part, the littlest part. Okay, just to give you an idea, folks. He asked me to, let me turn the light on. He asked me to turn over while he slipped a condom on himself.
Okay, no, that's enough.
But this was my ass. And I was struggling to imagine someone inside me. And he was large. I had previously topped someone who clearly enjoyed it. But he had been enjoying and had anal sex before I ever came along. I mean, this is what the kids are reading in school, folks. And this is just one book of 80 that we found at the Cameron Public School, and the librarian bribing children with candy to read this stuff. And it's paid for by the tax-paying citizens, and we have no control of what goes on and they pull the Bible, they pull the Quran, and they pull the Torah. You've got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
That's sick. That's sick. It has absolutely no fucking place in our educational system for small children, or even, oh hell, up to 16 doesn't need to know about this mess.
But guess what? We now have a topic of conversation to speak to K through 3rd grade called human sexuality. There is a curriculum for teaching K through 3rd grade. Folks, listening.
Homeschool.
I'm not making this shit up. They are teaching kids that in K through 3rd grade.
That's horrific.
I'm glad I don't have children that young. I'm just glad.
Well,
I'm so glad.
We passed
Let
laws to stop
kids
it here.
be themselves. Let them figure out who they are in life.
Well, you know, I said this before on a program.
Stop the indoctrination.
Yeah. But you know what, Chad? When I was about 8 years old, I was watching my mom put her makeup on. I'm saying this to Chad because I think he's going to laugh his ass off. And as she was squeezing her tweezers for her eyelashes, Sally, you know what I'm talking about, you know, to get them to roll up. Anyway, while she was doing that, she's going like this. You know? So I'm making all the facial expressions with her. Well, she had a slip on the side of the vanity, and she put it in a hamper or on top of the hamper. And I was sitting on the toilet watching her. She was putting on her makeup like this. Here you go. And I'll pretend I'm sitting there with my mouth like that. I literally, when she walked out, I put the slip on. It was silky. It was cool. It felt cool. But did I turn out wanting to wear women's clothing the rest of my life?
Maybe. I have seen you wear women's clothing before.
That's only a Shakespearean theater thing. If you remember, folks, way back when in Shakespeare, there were never females allowed on the stage, so men used to have to dress up. And if you never got to meet Kamala Toe, you missed a good show.
Geishas are all men.
Ooh,
Geishas used to be all men.
What did?
Yep. Way back in the day, geishas were all men. The geisha dancers were all men, just like women.
Yeah. That's true. I got bugs everywhere still.
Well, maybe there's a future for America after all. I mean, you look at the population of China. They turned around somewhere.
No.
You know?
No, I don't want to live in China. If I wanted to live in China, I'd move over there.
Don Corleone did you guys read this? He wrote, that is wrong. Who allowed this to be in schools? It should be in a record. Get rid of all of this garbage. And he agrees with Kimberly that exactly this is the issue. Stop forcing your own beliefs down their throats and harm innocent children. It's brainwashing and projected degradation. Very well written.
It is. It is. It absolutely is. And that's what Vincent and Heath and
Dan Landy, Lonnie Hardy, Paula Allen.
Travis. I don't know if Travis still is or not, but
Travis Eldridge. I mean, these are all good community people that are actively involved trying to
get this mess out of public schools.
Yep. You know, and it goes back to, again, in the beginning when we were talking about societal wars instead of the race wars, but society wars, social wars. And we're talking about the leadership in the Senate. He can't wear a freaking suit and tie. He can't have just a little bit of self-respect to impress or at least go with the program of everyone else. Why do we have to allow that moron, that goon, that eggplant? Why should we make arrangements for him? I'm talking about Fetterman. It's the men in society that are in these leadership positions that are destroying society.
You're in the freaking Senate or House, whichever one he's in. Senate? Is he in the Senate or House?
Senate, I believe, yeah.
Okay, so you're a freaking senator. I wouldn't be able to show up to my job dressed like he shows up to his job.
Bingo.
I couldn't show up if I worked at a damn convenience store. I couldn't show up like that.
If you work construction, you have to wear a hard hat.
Sometimes, but yeah.
When I worked in the oil field, I had to wear FRs every day. Hats, hard hat, safety glasses, reflective vest. I still have to wear a reflective vest even here in Walmart. You have to wear your gloves. You have to wear your shirt. You have to wear your pants and your steel toe boots. That's a uniform. That's your dress code.
My stepdad has to wear all that. He works out in the oil field, so yeah.
And a lot of them just have a damn, one piece coveralls. So, every profession has a dress code, except truck drivers.
Flight attendant found dead with a sock in her mouth at Philadelphia Airport Motel, 60-plus-year-old female. I just got a notification on my phone from a police scanner app I have that there's a riot going on in Philadelphia right now.
Really?
Well, this is our nation, folks. I don't know. Out in Portland, Johnny for Jesse Waters of Fox. Johnny.
Can't really read that, but
Philadelphia police. Oh. But out in Portland, he's out there doing a little, roving around, getting people's opinions on stuff. And so he says to this one lady in particular, And he says to her, if you get to watch Jesse Waters tonight, or anyway, he says to this one lady in particular, well, how do you feel about all these homeless people? And she goes, I don't drive in from that side of town. And how do you feel about all these people that are doing needles and stuff and smoking meth? And she goes, well, where were you? Were you walking by them? He said, no, I was driving. She goes, oh, you're so afraid of those people. You're in a car. Are you kidding me? And she thinks everything's just rosy out there in Portland. She thinks everything is just fine.
Well, Oregon also has little tattletales that tell exactly how many miles a vehicle drives so they can pay to drive their own vehicle and taxes.
Oh, and getting back to Facebook kicking us off because of what I just read, I'll tell you what, Facebook.
I've seen much worse.
Look at naked yoga. Any kid can go to YouTube and look up naked yoga. Check that out sometime. They only keep what they want for their agenda if it fits into what their mindset thought is. So you got to question things, folks. And I feel, I'm glad because I'm near death. I am. 63 years old. What, I've got maybe 10, 20 years.
Oh.
What?
Okay. I know who she's talking about now. Kimberly's talking about now. Okay. Yeah, that actually, I used to live right by. Yeah, there was a alligator. Somebody saw an alligator swimming in the water and noticed there was a body in its mouth. Yeah, I heard about that. Actually, I used to drive down that road that they found the gator on all the time, every day to work.
Yeah. And don't get Kelly on is absolutely right. We have to question everything. Do your own research, folks. Don't believe just everything you hear on the internet. Please don't.
Yeah.
Go do your own research. Make your own opinion. Learn to think for yourself.
It's called critical thinking.
What's that?
Don't let the Mockingbird media tell you what you're going to believe.
Hey, guess what, guys? Plug in for get your free ammo here. Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, is having alternative.
We bring you truth. We bring you facts. We try to liven it up, and we cuss periodically because we just got so much material we could go through. We could be on here and for days going through this.
But well, I got a 51-second. Kimberly,
please.
I'm trying to pull up something from Philadelphia right now. Chill out, Kimberly. This is from tonight from 6 ABC.
Hey, D, get up and down here.
And of course,
it's a party. They're having a party.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, if you can't tell, that is a Foot Locker getting looted in Philadelphia.
From the city I was born in, folks. And I left there 43 years ago. I got to tell you, I do not regret having left Philadelphia whatsoever.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, here's another story on their Action 6.
But back then we had wolf packs. We had little groups called wolf packs. And they just sucker punch you right there on the... Whoa! They just sucker punch you right there.
It
Don
also has a
Kelly
story
on
about
that. That's our secret encryption, so that we can pass secrets.
Yeah.
oh man. Well, I guess we could get off of here. Gone over a half hour.
Well, folks, we appreciate Vincent that has disappeared on us for being on the show this week, and we appreciate Kimberly and Ruth and Evelyn and Michael and Don Kelly on Joe Fox.
No. Just me.
Just me. Yeah.
Or
just
is it
me.
Or is it Memorex?
And anybody else who commented, we appreciate your conversation. We love the reactions you're leaving. If you follow us on Facebook, great. Give us that thumbs up if you like our program. Go over to YouTube. Check us out over there. Click that like button, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you'll know when we're on. Vincent, thank you for being on the show with us this week. And as always, folks, remember, sometimes in life, you just got to say, truck it.
Truck it. Truck it.
Let's see.
See you next week, folks.
Hold on. I was going to play a video on our way out. Just this is from the hashtag Walk Away program. And I just wanted to play it as an outro for us. So,
all right.
I've never seen this one either, but I've been watching some of their videos. So, all right, here we go.
That would be called Feel the Love, right, Chad? Feel the Love.
Feel the love, yeah.
Feel the love.
That is what is going to save this country, is for us to stand together and love each other and hold each other up and protect each other. Well, we'll see if this one takes. I tried this before and it didn't work. But anyway, hi, Patriots. My name's Michelle, and I am a walk with. I've been a conservative since about 1989, and I started listening to Rush Limbaugh, and my husband and I owned a small business, and we kind of woke up to how government really rakes you over the coals when you own your own business, all of the taxes and the fees. And anyway, it's a nightmare. But and then I started listening to Rush Limbaugh, and everything really resonated with me, and I got interested in politics, and I've been a conservative ever since. I'll never forget the day that I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw this handsome young man all of a sudden popping up saying, "Once upon a time I was a liberal," and boo, got my attention. It's not every day that you see someone from the left even consider the right, even want to listen to the right. Anymore, they don't even want to hear anything that you have to say. And so that really caught me. And then quite by accident, I was at Brandon's first walk away rally that he had in DC. And I didn't even know he was going to be there. I was there on vacation with my folks. We were at the Trump Hotel having cocktails, and I noticed all these fancy people coming in with all dressed up in their tuxes and gowns, and we thought, what's going on here? Well, the next morning I turned on the TV in the hotel room, and Brandon's on there, and he's saying there's a walkaway rally in DC, and I was there. I headed on out, made lots of friends, and the thing that really blew me away was just the vast array of people that were there for one reason and one reason only, for this country to unite and stand for America. Young, old, Black, white, Hispanic, Chinese, wealthy, poor, middle class, gay, straight. I mean, just the whole spectrum. And we just were lifting each other up, supporting each other, and just having a great time, making new friends like crazy. If people can't see that this is where it's at, it's loving each other and being united, standing together, and it definitely beats hate, right? um, we need to stop judging people by the color of their skin or anything else. I mean, it's not like we can help it, right? It's not like we get to stand in whatever line we want when we're created. I mean, it's just insane. So, yeah, I'm so excited about WalkCon, and I've already got my tickets, my hotel room. I can't wait. I may be going by myself. I'm not sure. I'm trying to get some friends to come with me, but if I come by myself, I know I'll make friends there. So I'm not even worried about it. I'm just excited as heck. But anyway, I also want to say to those who are walkaways and not walkwiths, the amount of respect and admiration I have for you is immense. I know it's not easy. I know that having to make those disconnects with friends that you've had for a long time, or even family members, close family members, I know that it can be heartbreaking. And just know that whenever you speak truth, that's really all that matters. And all we can do is pray for them and hope that they come around too. But I just really can't tell you enough how much respect and admiration I have for you. That's all. I know it's really hard, but you're speaking truth. Stay on that path, because that is what is going to save this country, is for us to stand together and love each other and hold each other up and protect each other against them. We know who them are, right? Anyway, love you all. Hope to see you at WalkaCon, and God bless.
For more great videos, download the Walkaway Social app.